Thanks for joining us at Disc Golf Course Review. Today I play Cedar Hills Course at Jack Brooks Park. Hole 1 is 232 feet, par 3. It goes into the woods, hooks left, and kind of goes around this hill. You'll notice the conditions are pretty wet out there. We had some heavy rain. I don't have a good forehand, so I do my backhand in here, and I try to just kind of hit a tree near the basket and drop it down. I'm able to do so this time. But I dropped it in a pond. I'm not able to get my birdie putt. I had to kind of go around the tree. I was able to get the par, so wish would have got the birdie. It's a tough course. It's nice to get that hole 1 birdie. But par through 1. Hole 2 is 171 foot par 3. Now this is a unique hole. It kind of goes up this hill and takes an immediate right turn, goes down a hill, back up a hill, and on a basket. I throw probably my best throw I've ever thrown on this specific hole. Makes a really good turn, and I'm putting in a position that I rarely or never get to putt from. I hit the chains and I rattle out, able to get an easy par, but again, another missed opportunity for a birdie. Even so, I'm happy to be even going through two really difficult course. Hole 3 is a 410 foot par 4. It's a long, narrow, straight path through the woods with plenty of guardian trees to keep you out. My goal is to get halfway down this path. Very difficult path to do, 50-50 shot if you're going to do it. Very difficult to evade all those trees on the left, on the right, and right in the middle of the path. I throw a lightweight sapphire, a stable driver, and I do a really good job. I throw a straight shot right down the middle of the path. I get more than halfway. I was disappointed with my upshot because I thought I left myself plenty of short. I hit a tree on the way in, but once I got there, I realized I had a pretty decent shot. Lining up my putt, and I sink the birdie. Now I am happy with this. I am 1 under after 3, which has never happened. So this is a first for me. We're 3 in, and I'm 1 under. Hole 4 is a 284 foot par 3. Now this is a narrow path, and it kind of opens up, and you can go to the left of the trees or the right of the trees, but there's plenty of them to pick your path. Now I throw a pretty bad shot here. I hit one of these trees, one of the first trees, and I'm like, okay, well, let me just get my upshot figured out, and I hit another tree and drop it there. Now I'm left with a really long shot to save my par, and I'm really just not going to even have a chance with a shot like that. I had to get it around those last guardian trees, but I am able to sink this putt for a bogey. So gave that birdie right back to the course, and I'm back even through 4. Hole 5 is 430 feet, par 4. Man, this is a tough hole. You got trees to the left, trees to the right, a creek to the right. You got to make it all the way through the woods, then kind of go out and up this hill. Again, I just try to throw a really straight shot, pull that sapphire out, and I land a really good shot. The slope kind of brings it down closer to the creek, but it was a really safe shot. Now, I'm not trying to really go for a birdie here. I just want to get it out, which I do. I kind of get on the top of the hill over there. I throw a overstable mid-range, and I didn't go as right as I should have, but I'm able to get my par, which I'm always happy getting a par on this hole. Extremely difficult. I'm still even through 5, and all in all, this is a good day, a good start. Hole 6 is 261 feet. It's a par 3. A narrow path again, and it kind of opens up. Trees on the left, so you got to go to the right of them and hook it on in. Now I just go with a stable fairway driver. I almost make just the perfect shot, but I clip these trees and it drops. If it would have kept going, it would have been by far my best shot at this hole. My upshot was a little bit behind. Gave myself a chance at it. Able to get the par, and I'm still even through 6. This never happens for me on this course. Hole 7 is a monster, 469 feet, par 4. It goes to the woods and takes a hard left turn here. guardian trees all over this trail. You cannot escape them. No matter where your shots are, you're going to have to get around some trees. I'm able to get through these first two, and I make a really good shot here. It turns at the right time. I threw an overstable fairway driver in Onyx. Now, I could have gone around these trees to the right or go straight through them. I chose to go straight through them. I didn't make it. I throw an overstable mid-range here, and I leave myself short. Probably should have gone with the truth. It's got a little bit more glide to it. I'm able to get my par putt, and I'm still even. Hole 8 is 166 foot, par 3. You got to go down this hill, then up the hill. From the tee pad, it looks so easy. I just got to throw it straight. I don't want to throw a fairway driver, which I feel more comfortable throwing straight, because if you miss it, you got to go down this hill. Or if you skip past it, you got to go down this hill. I throw a mid-range and just hit a tree. I throw a really good upshot, but it's barely hanging on for dear life there. It caught a tree, and I don't know how it caught, honestly, but if it would have gone down, I would have been in a really tough time. I'm still even through 8 holes, which is just a miracle. Hole 9 is 333 feet, par 3. You got to go out of the woods, around this little grouping of trees, pond on the left, trees on the right, gentle slope to the left, all the way down. If you're left-handed, you can make a pretty easy shot here. Or if you got a good forehand, you kind of just go to the left of those trees and drop it on in. I don't have one. So I throw a stable fairway driver, then an understable fairway driver. I went just past the hole, put myself in a pretty good position to get the par, but I hit the chains and it goes out. And I guess I missed my putt there, but I'm able to make the putt, but it is for a bogey. Hole 10 is out of the woods, over the pond, through this little pasture, and then you got to go in this gap. Really thick woods to the left, really thick woods to the right. I make a really good shot out of it. Good for me anyway. It's about 315 feet over the pond, right in the middle. I make my shot for the gap, and I'm 15 feet left, which, like I said, is not where you want to be. Now, I made a really cool shot here. Terrible camera angle. I was able to sink it through this little bitty hole. It hit the bottom of the basket and bounced right out, no chains. So that is just a strange shot that I've never seen before. But I got a bogey, +2 through 10. On to hole 11, 408 feet, par 3. You got to go around these trees to the left of them, then you got to go to the right because you got a pond right there on the left. And then you'll find the basket right down there. I make what I think is just a terrible shot. I go way left, but it's an understable distance driver, a turn. It ends up being a pretty decent shot. Now I throw a stable mid-range and it just skips right into the water. I've never thrown one into the water right there, and there you have it. So I'm sitting there searching for it. I don't find it. I take my stroke, I bounce it right off the top of the basket. Now I've got a double bogey, which is a bummer because it was a really good day. But this course calls for multiple double bogeys, honestly. But I'm +4 through 11, which is still very good from what I usually throw here. Now this is a pretty straightforward hole. You got some trees up and down the middle, so you kind of got to throw it to the right of them. Problem is there's just water everywhere. Rained the night before. I throw a decent drive here. I wish I wouldn't have put so much hyzer on it because it kind of died out before it reached. It's a total reachable basket. I just don't put enough on it. Easy upshot for an easy par. And now I am +4 through 12 holes. Hole 13 is 365 feet. It's a par 3. You got more swampland to go over, but there's not much in your way until you get to this hill, and then you got some trees and some shrubs. Then you got a pond just beyond the basket, so you definitely don't want to overshoot it. So a decent distance driver. I'm able to get to that tree up on the hill. I'm nestled just under it. Throw my shot, pretty decent upshot, overstable mid-range, easy putt. easy par. So now I'm +4 through 13, and to some people this isn't a good score, but for me I'm just amazed right now. Hole 14 is 324 feet. It's a par 3. Got to go over this little creek, through the swamp, out of the woods, and then it hooks right. This is not a great hole for me as I don't have a forehand. So I just try to throw a really straight one and get it out of the woods. I hit a tree on the other side of the creek. Not my best little outshot either. I was hoping to get more anhyzer on it, kind of wrap it around. I just didn't execute it well at all. I gave myself a shot on that putt. This is about a 45-50 foot putt. I was just behind it, but I'm able to get a bogey on that one. So I'm +5 through 14. Hole 15 is just a monster. 734 feet, par 4. You tee off on top of this hill, you go across this little pasture, hook a right, and there's the basket right there. Throw a decent drive. It goes kind of in the middle of the fairway, and honestly, I want to go a little left, or at least a little further, just so I can get a clean shot around those trees, which I don't have one, so I kind of have to hook it around, put some anhyzer on it, and it turns into an unintentional roller. Just because of the wind, the way it was coming. So a pretty simple upshot. And this is for par right here. So easy par on a long hole. I'll take it. I am +5 through 15. 3 holes left. Hole 16 is a long par 3, 504 feet. No obstacles in the way. It's just going to be wind. There's always wind at this course. Sometimes it's heavier than other times. There is a pond beyond the basket, so you definitely don't want to overshoot this one. Go about 280 to 300 feet this distance driver. Probably threw it a little too high. Another 200 feet to go, and I'm able to drop it in close enough where I should be able to par this hole. Unfortunately, I just don't give myself a shot. I get another bogey. But I owe the course a few bogeys, honestly. That front 9 was great. I'm +6 through 16. Hole 17 is 429 feet. It goes over a pond, and the basket is actually on the side of this hill up there. Hill doesn't look too intimidating on this camera view, but it is a pretty decent-sized hill. Throw a good drive. I land. There's like a little part of the land that comes into the pond. I land right in the middle of that. So I'm happy with my spot there. Easy upshot, overstable mid-range since I don't have my stable mid-range anymore. Lost it in the pond. Easy par right there. We're now going into hole 18. I'm +6 through 17. Couldn't be happier with my performance so far. Left a couple birdies out there, but oh well. Hole 18, 521 feet, par 3. Pretty long par 3. I'm teeing off up on that hill again, so hopefully I'll get some extra distance here, which I do end up getting. This is honestly probably my longest drive ever. I measured about 361 feet, so I'm kind of just staring at it in amazement that I just went so far. I throw an overstable fairway driver and just kind of hyzer it in, and it just sticks in the mud over there, and I'm able to just land a putt here and get an easy par. Man, I can't say enough how difficult and how technical this course is. It's fun. It's definitely the more difficult of the two at Jack Brooks Park, but it's worth playing. So there it is right there, 64 +6 through the day. Here's the local leaderboard. Number 1, 53. There's a few people at that. A few people shot at 54. Quite a bit shot 55. So pretty difficult course. Didn't do too bad. Guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.